YouTube. I was just taking a ride on me big green tractor. I'm going slow right now, but we can go faster, you bastard. Hey YouTube, how's it going? My name is Lonnie. Sorry, son. Those were some weird, funny games I was playing before. Won't happen again. Lost Media founded 2023 so far. By Morbid for Fun, dude? I think I tried to watch this video once on stream, but I also maybe could have dreamed it in some sort of schizophrenic episode. You guys smash that like button? Let's freaking see what media was lost and then found. Oh, I've reacted to this guy before. Freaking shout out Morbid for Fun, dude.
But there's still a lot of interesting topics to talk about. The lost media that I'll be covering.
It's Gojira! It's not. It's maybe King Kong or some lost bastard.
Video games, canceled TV show pilots, and a lost Nickelodeon bumper with very questionable.
So what even is lost media, dude? Just anything that hasn't been around for a while? Or just had to be thought to be lost at one point? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, okay. So if they thought it was okay, yeah, I just misplaced it. Everything's kind of just lost for a minute. Bro, what the hell is this? Baloney pancake face McGee? I never knew that we lost him. Glad he's back.
Welcome back to another video. Thank you.
Wait a second. Are we even in another video, Mr. For Fun? Is that even your real pseudonym? Surname, sir? The fuck did I just say? I think I glitched. This guy doesn't exist though, so we're both not making sense.
In today's video, we will be talking about lost media found in 2023 so far.
By the archaeologists of YouTube. Well, now we're barely 2 months out from the next year, so hold on to your hats, even if they're lying to me. Or if they came from freaking lonniedos.com, dude. Speaking of hats, had to get the plug in there.
To talk about for this video, but I want to keep this intro really short, so let's get straight into
Let's go!
Space Monster Wangmagwi, sorry for mispronouncing it, is a South Korean kaiju film that was made in 1967.
Kaiju film. That's the freaking what I'm trying to remember the name of, dude. That's the big monsters. That's just the all-encompassing term that I needed earlier. It was on the tip of my brain stem. Son of Godzilla is my favorite kaiju.
That was shown to several Korean film festivals.
Believe it or not, he looks even doofier than this guy.
Copies of the film
not Big Monster Wangu.
The movie's about Wangmagwi going to Earth from a spaceship.
I was actually pretty close with that pronunciation.
The government decides to attack the big devil with his heavy machinery, but that is of no use.
You little devil, but big.
The devil is way too overpowered. And in the end of the film, Wangmagwi decided to bomb himself up, ending his own rampage.
I might do that myself. I'm not.
Or an online release, making this movie lost media.
That makes sense. It sounds lost. Funky Fresh.
Funky Fresh YT. And that
my favorite YT-er.
February 8th, 2021, which was almost 2 years ago. Then in June of 2022, SRS Cinema, a company that produces and distributes low-budget independent film.
What's only one letter off from Sus Media? Kinda makes you think. Not really go slow, or we could go faster. Really makes you think. This is a really bad costume. Like, you could tell this is just pants. Like a jacket. What the fuck is this? Is he supposed to be an alien? I guess maybe that's more acceptable.
On January 13th, 2023, you can now buy the movie to watch it at the comfort of your own home.
Thank God.
Sesame Street gymnast segments. In 1970,
you're telling me somebody lost the whole gymnast segment?
8 segments in between episodes showing a lady gymnast with blonde hair and wearing a black leotard, demonstrating various concepts using various gym apparatuses. These segments were only 20 to 30 seconds long, and she also appears in a pretty dark room, which does give me a creepy vibe, especially from a kids TV show. Only segment 1 and 2.
Wait, this is what is this?
Around and Between were archived, while the 6 remaining segments of the gymnast became lost media. Then all of a sudden, on New Year's Day of 2023, the last remaining 6 segments have been found by YoshiKiller2S and by an anonymous user. On the Lost Media wiki, it doesn't say how they came across these 6 pieces of lost media, but it is pretty cool how people found lost media on New Year's Day. So this was one of the first ever pieces to be discovered in 2023.
Almost a year ago, dude. Old news. Come on. I can't do anything on television. They won't let me.
You can't.
They say I'm a liability.
Was a Canadian sketch comedy that first aired on CTV on February 3rd, 1979, and then premiered in the United States on Nickelodeon.
He's got his fiddlestick.
2nd, 1982, until its end on May 25th, 1990. The series had 144 episodes and 2 specials. It was created by British producer Roger Price. The show mainly features comedy sketches performed by a mostly preteen cast that relate to the episode's topic. The show would also feature the use of green slime and water dumped on the cast.
Bro, they Mr. Beasted ya.
So this show was pretty important, and many people call this the series that saved Nickelodeon.
Not gonna lie, it doesn't hit the same when you've never heard of the show and then it's been found already by the time you told me about it. I mean, it's cool.
The Blob is a game series that's similar to Splatoon, where you play as an ink blob covering the city in paint. The antagonists
this looks kind of cool.
Are called the INKT Corporation, and they rep dull, boring colors. Shut down Hewlexi, which were the developers.
I had a freaking other video saved about their bankruptcy, I think.
Game.
Spoiler.
The game was technically made, but it was just never finished, which later got cancelled by Hewlexi shutting down. Some people knew about the lost The Blob DS port since a few articles covered it, but no leaks or screenshots have ever surfaced until January 21st, 2023, when YouTuber Rebel Taxi got a hold of the unfinished game.
Alright, this looks a little less cool. And I mean, the Blob movie's pretty cool. Maybe they had to focus on that, cut some resources.
The Eyes Have It Nickelodeon 2005 bumper.
What is that?
Nickelodeon has over 100 bumpers that they used over the years from 1977 to now. Some bumpers are more iconic than others, but
that's a lot of bumpers.
Bumper that's mysterious. And that's because in the bumper, they show the Eye of Providence, aka the Illuminati Eye. This bumper
freaking bleeped out Illuminati, dude. It wasn't me!
Would post this on the Lost Media subreddit saying,
this is from 2005? I was in 5th grade, dude. I was an avid TV watcher, and I do not remember this.
Satanic imagery in 2005 Nickelodeon commercial. This usually pops into my head every now and then. When I was a kid, somewhere between 2003 and 2006, I remember seeing this weird pre-ad on Nickelodeon during the Thanksgiving special where the screen got splattered with a bunch of eyes.
During the Thanksgiving?
I don't remember exactly what was shown before that. I tried to find something that might be referring to this, and I found this. I've been trying to find the whole recording. Maybe somebody put it on YouTube, but couldn't find this exact pre-ad. What I remember from my memory is watching the Wild Thornberrys. Then somewhere after that was the screen being covered in eyes. Hoping someone here might remember this. Or
this is so random and esoteric.
Deathstroke would give us a following update that takes us to the Lost Media Wiki forum.
The bumper consisted of a girl walking onto a stage where she flips her eyelids inside out.
Hello.
And there's the sound of applause. The girl then proceeds to walk off the stage, and the 2005 Nickelodeon Splat logo appears on the screen, with a bunch of random styles and shapes of eyes flying around the screen, around the Splat logo. It only aired a few months within the year of 2005, thanks to a parent complaining to Nick about one of the eyes flying around the screen being used, a white Illuminati eye / all-seeing eye flying around among the rest. Only a couple of low-quality screenshots have been found and made it into a YouTube video, but still without any actual audio or footage of it. Please message me back if you know of any other details about this mysterious lost ID.
But then on January 17th, 2023, this lost Nickelodeon bumper was found.
Oh, no! Why? You should have left it lost. Delete it.
We found a bumper on a YouTube video that was posted.
Dude, I freaking hated when people would do that in school. Just what is wrong? Don't touch your eyes, you sickos. Just because, oh, man. It might just be a me thing, but it makes me cringe so bad.
They had a rare piece of lost media.
You can't even see the gross part, but I'm still freaked out. It's the principle. I can feel that energy. Should have left it lost. Oh, brother. Just get rid of any media about eyelids, okay? Or eyes.
Lamb Chop's Play Along Pilot and Episode 6. Lamb Chop's Play Along is a half-hour preschool children's television series that was shown on PBS.
Wasn't Lamb Chop on Hannah Montana? I think they did a crossover or some shit. This seems very old.
1995. The show only had 4 seasons, and I assumed that they would have made more seasons, but sadly Sherry Lewis passed away in 1998.
Fucking spoilers, dude. Just because it was lost once and found doesn't mean I was not gonna watch it.
Sherry said no.
I'm not, read my lips, not going to spend $100 for a pair of basketball shoes.
No swag?
Not even if they throw in the laces? Not even if they throw in Michael Jordan?
I mean, this
no drip for Lamb Chop? What the hell? What are those, dude? I don't remember this. Why do they all have gigantic fuck-off noses? I think it was probably lost on purpose.
The Schnozzes is an animated show that was meant to come out in 1993, but never
before my time. Way before.
Was made for the show called Win Place Oh No. Not much is known about the pilot aside from the fact it was created by a company called Martoon. It also seems that the creator of the show, Marty Carmichael, had high hopes for the show since toys were manufactured for the show. but they
It just
never
looks
got
less
released.
egregious on the
However,
toy.
again,
Just
so
leave
I'm
it
gonna give you
somewhere.
guys
It must
a
be really
rundown
bad
of the Schnauzes
and not worth putting somewhere that you'll remember where it is.
found again after being lost again.
We should have
If
just
that
lost it
makes
for
sense.
real. Freaking for real. Put your media somewhere you can remember. Shout out to this dude for compiling these lost medias. Let's see. Oh, is this another one from the same person? I see. El Supersonic Q. Hype lost media from 2023. Spongebob.
As we did last year. But as the months have gone on, more and more content has been found, not to mention a lot of what's been found recently were topics that I've covered in the past. So it'll be really nice to give those searches a proper conclusion and discuss how each piece was found. With that said, let's kick things off with one of the most recent finds as of the making of this video, and one of the biggest finds for this year so far.
Super Y.
Yes, I'm sure a lot of you clicked on this video for this specific reason, and I gotta say, it caught me by surprise too. Just recently, I had been revisiting searches that had hit dead ends in a recent video, and came across the Super Y pilot while coming up with the topics for that one. The Super Y pilot, by all means, had definitely been a dead-end search for quite a while. Just like most topics that relate to kids shows, this one had a pretty dedicated fan base from the beginning, and over the years it had grown into its own search server. But just as quickly as the group had formed, it began to hit some huge roadblocks. Back then, there were few resources to contact in attempts to get a copy of the pilot found, with the most common being Cup of Coffee Animation, where the pilot was filmed, Angela Santomero, the creator of the original pilot, and the Annecy Film Festival, who had aired it back in the year 2000. In all of these cases, and
The show looks kind of cool, like the claymation style. We've struck gold, boys. It kind of looks like the old Rudolph animations.
Well, the next topic I want to talk about is another really incredible find that no one ever thought would resurface, for the fact that there were so many factors working against its release. It's the lost SpongeBob song, The Humpback Hop, which had become one of the most desired SpongeBob background tracks in all of the community. What you might not be aware of, and neither was I, until Music Master informed me of this search, is that, just like a video game soundtrack or movie score, cartoons have their own music specifically made for them, called background tracks. And there is an effort from the community to archive and share these background tracks so fans of the show can listen to a clean, full version of a tune which otherwise is usually cut and overlapped with character voices. In the case of The Humpback Hop, this was a song that was composed for the episode Party Pooper Pants in 2002, when SpongeBob throws a house party and invites a bunch of guests. There's one scene later in the episode where everyone breaks out into a dance, and the background music that plays during this sequence is a dance tune called The Humpback Hop. It was composed by Theo Mondel, who was a recurring music producer for the show, and had several of his songs released on the Yellow album.
You made the Ripped Pants song? Dude, this is actually my favorite artist. I didn't realize until right now. That shit's gone.
It is that SpongeBob
that shit's back.
Has direct connection to the SpongeBob composers or access to an archive of content, which would seem likely given all that they've uploaded currently. My video covering the song did get unexpectedly popular in the time it was up before the song was found, so maybe that also played some kind of role in search efforts behind the scenes. Yet again, this was another example of lost media that resurfaced simply because someone with the right connection show is coming to Nick at Night. But instead of a traditional ad as you'd expect, they have George get lost and accidentally end up on Nick Jr., where he meets Dora and they interact. With the exception of the recollections from other users that all matched up.
I should have never smoked that shit. Now I'm exploring with Dora in boots. And I'm George Lopez too in this specific scenario. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have smoked it. The expert archaeologist tip, dude. Just go to freaking all the Goodwills and buy anything that looks like it could have a DVR on it, and then plug it in at your house, and then see if there's any saved recordings, because it's your fossil to find. You could be the George Lopez founder. Buster? Lost Media Busters?
Because kids wouldn't understand who George Lopez is, or what it was.
It was obviously trying to get the adults into Dora the Explorer. Oh my god.
But I just didn't think it would have
been actually so was the DVRs, dude. What the hell?
From my understanding, Fernugo was watching the DVD anyway and happened to see it there. And knew it was
DVD,
lost.
same thing.
So
One
in a
letter
way,
off.
It was kind of a happy accident. I mentioned
So
in the
was I.
thread, finally, the
Bro, it
last
sounds like they're collecting playing cards. It's so funny.
topic that I'd like to bring up for this video,
I support your
because I feel
special
like I
interest,
should,
son.
is the other search.
Unless you're on Reddit. My son is a Redditor. I'm ashamed. Dude, this looks like a modern day YouTube thumbnail. Freaking death battle. Who would win in a fight? Johnny Bravo or Goku? Rap it out, gentlemen. What a fucking weird character this was. Oh, oops. King Ramses Curse? I thought this was Ohio.
Episodes made compared to other shows at the time.
Dude, look at this fucking Riz here.
The series was forgotten by most people, so this resulted in almost no home recordings from any childhood.
Now we have the Humpback Hop. Thanks, Reddit. And thanks to freaking this guy for this video. The second video I've freaking watched in this video. Thank you for watching this reaction video. It was cool looking at all these freaking lost media topics and freaking Johnny Bravo calling Goku on the phone. Who do you think would win in a battle to the death? Thanks for watching, boys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Helps me out a lot. I always appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Yes?